the metric that should be used instead of using GDP per capita to really make a determination whether the country can graduate. We should use HDI, Human Development Index. The doer of the action is not responsible for the outcome of those actions. Moral hazard.
The floods in 97-98, they cost Kenya, I think, around 70 billion shillings. And the subsequent drought that came with it until the year 2000, I think they put the cost at around 220 billion.
10, 15 years later, 20 years later, these same African countries that were debt forgiven, they have found themselves in the same position.
If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. But once you stop digging, you're still in a hole.
From an economic perspective, is easy come, easy go.
They always say it's a catchphrase, give us the loans and leave us alone.
I feel Kibaki, being an economist, what he was doing is first laying the foundation. And laying the foundation, he needed first of all to reach out to the low-hanging fruits.
Marshall Plan recipients, they received a debt jubilee of, I think, about 10 years.
Fools and fanatics are usually very confident, but wise people are usually full of doubts. So the wise people never go for political positions.
Yeah, some of these loans, they go back to colonialism.
What happened is that banks also became very selfish.
It appears that graduation from an LDC to an LMIC is almost becoming something like a punishment.
When someone demonizes the IMF, and I ask, it is us who go to IMF. You need to move from Muthaiga and you go to Kangemi or somewhere in Juja. And then you say, I'm giving you conditions.
There are people who are arguing in a much conspiratorial fashion that this is another trap laid for developing countries.
Do they also hire people who are not qualified in their own businesses?
What is always referred to as capital flight from frontier markets like Kenya and even from emerging markets. The money is going back to a safe haven, and the safe haven is
US
treasury bills and bonds.
There are people who are given a loan facility by the HELB. So if you continue to pay 3,000, you are not even paying the interest in full, leave alone to start paying the principal amount.
You have more LDCs in Africa, more than, let's say, you had in 1971 for the entire globe.
If we are borrowing at a higher rate, then the economy is growing, and then the way we are repaying, it is a hole that we are continuing to dig.
If debt were to be forgiven or even suspended for, let's say, 5 years, it might lead to the crash of the entire global financial system.